All right, now we're set. We can't stop. We can't stop the technical difficulties.
I'm old, but I have teeth.
It's okay. You can blame it on me. It's totally, I mean, you know, I'm in control here, and I'm not in control. So, welcome, everybody. Noteworthy Podcast. My name is Christian. This is Marshall over here. We're happy to have you listening to us. I guess you're watching us too, but
we want you to
watch us say shit on the air. Yeah.
We will not be denied.
No, sir.
No.
Not at all.
This is about as calm as it's ever going to get. Just so that
this has got to be it. We've tried twice already to get this ship in the air.
Well, I'm just saying, once this ship goes out of the port,
that's it.
I don't care what storm's coming up or whatever. We're going to ride the wave.
Oh yeah,
we're going to ride the wave.
There are storms outside. It's nice. I love thunder. We were talking about that earlier.
Where in the hell are we from at the moment?
Where are we from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
We're broadcasting in Atlanta.
In full color.
Atlanta, Cobb County. That's as far as I'll go.
Unincorporated Cobb County, to be technically correct.
But the the Electric Services Corporation, cheapest
EMC.
Yeah, cheapest power in the nation, I think, something like that.
Once they got rid of the criminals who were running it and skimming the top.
Skimming.
That never happens.
No.
So, where in the hell are you from originally?
Okay, I'm originally from the water.
Like Aquaman?
No, this is like my mom would say. We're all space dust, just in some form. I'm like, that's pretty cosmic. But to answer your question, I'm from New York, Long Island, New York, Bayport, small town called Bayport. I got a brother, 4 years older than me. He's a wonderful guy. Lives out in Texas. You're not from Texas, but you've spent time in Texas, eh?
30 years, I think that's enough.
That's enough.
Yeah.
He lives out in Dallas-Fort Worth area, Keller.
Keller, yeah.
But
not to be confused with Keller Williams.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
So we both grew up. My father died early in our lives when I was 3. So, my mom was widowed for a long time, and we lived with her in a 700 square foot house in Long Island, and we were small, so the house seemed big.
Yeah.
And then later when I went back to the house, my mom had sold it long years ago, but she knew who bought it, and kind of friend of the family. I showed up out of the blue, and I said, hey, I'm, and they're like, yeah, we know you're there. And I said, do you mind? This is going to sound crazy.
Your initials are still carved over here on our kitchen table.
Down in the basement.
Yeah.
I hate.
Where we chain up our victims.
It was where we threw a bunch of 45 records against the wall and just shattered them. This was my brother's friend, Billy.
What? Was that a Beatle thing where everybody was throwing their records away because they're evil or something, or what?
No, it wasn't. It was, we Frisbees were big that time, but...
True, and marbles.
And, I think the initial, and I'll have to ask my brother, but I think they were trying to play Frisbee with records. And then they realized that hurt when they catch it, and sometimes they missed, and they just shattered at the wall, and that was funny.
Because your foundation was made out of concrete.
That's
so
right.
There was a lot of concrete
And
down
so
there.
I guess they just picked all the records that they didn't really care about, and we just started smashing them.
Like Neil Diamond?
I don't even think I don't think he had
Pee
that.
Wee Herman?
But there were 45s. I don't think the 33s, those are the big ones, the big records, right? And so he's like, no, we're not going to shatter these, but we'll shatter Chris's 45s. That's what I had.
I've never had it explained to me, and you're an engineer type guy. You got a 45, and you got a 33, and you have a 78. What the hell does all that mean? The speed by which the turntable's spinning?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's other factors involved, but, if you cut the record at that same speed, then you have to play it at the same speed in order to hear the record the way it should. Right?
Otherwise, you're going to sound like the Chipmunks.
Right. Well, if you put a single, let's say you have a single, and you put a single on a 33, which is a waste of vinyl, you would have track, that would go all the way through, and you're not maximizing the space of
the scope,
right?
Yeah.
So the 33s were the small ones, and you could fit a good 3-4 minute song on there max, maybe. Both sides. 45s were good for that too, but you only used about that much of that much of vinyl, radius wise, I guess. But
So those were the first compact discs, sort of.
yeah, I never had any. You ever have any 33s? The small little ones where you. I mean, they're vinyl, but they're like this big. I mean, the 45s are like this big, and then the 33s are, the full album size.
Yeah, I had the full album size, and the 45s, that was it.
Yeah, I never had any 33s.
And then they went to VH, and then they went to cassettes, and then they went to CDs. Anything to keep the production going, because what else you going to do? Now everybody likes vinyl again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open up a factory that has nothing but scratch and dent. And we're going to have all these albums that now they've cleaned them all up, and we're going to have one now that's going to go. And if you can hear Neil Diamond, you win a prize.
I have some friends that I recorded an album with, and they wanted to make a vinyl out of it. And always was the reason why they couldn't is because everyone that made vinyls just didn't have any the beads or the product, to melt and make a vinyl.
Right.
Like, where does... Okay.
I thought it was an oil byproduct.
I don't know how, it gets from... All I'm saying is, what if you had, an old record shop, or you wanted somebody to, you have somebody, they want to make a vinyl, or however many. Okay, well, you bring me, 30, records, and I'll melt them down, and then we'll make your records out of that, and you know what I mean?
Hey, a form of recycling.
Well, yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I'm sure there's that goes on. I just haven't looked into it, but it's like, that's a source, right?
So anyway, your brother was downstairs, and he was flipping 45s, now that we thoroughly understand what a 45 does. And there was no trepidation. There was nobody they were trying to make a thing out of.
No, it's just
having fun.
Just guys, being stupid. And when my mom got home, she's like, "What the hell happened here?" And like,
"Where's my Patty
and
LaBelle?"
I'm like, "Tommy did it. Tommy did it." It was such a waste, though. All those. I don't know. There's
how much did they cost at that time? A 45, 75 cents,
shit.
50 cents.
No, they're probably like $1.50 or something, I think, at the store.
Yeah, at least one Saturday worth
Like
of mowing
AB.
a lawn so you could buy your next.
Yeah, the albums were like, $8, $9 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much, but of course they had more songs in it. But just the waste. That was, support records. Never had a chance.
So there you were in Longboat Key. No, that's in Florida. Long Island.
Long Island.
Yes.
Long Island. 3 blocks away from an airport. Grass Strip Airport.
Could you fly from that airport to, say, LaGuardia just to get that away from the traffic?
Could. Sure.
End up like those helicopters running into Southwest Airlines?
No. That's DC. But that was interesting because that was my outlet as a kid. I would hang out at the airport with my granddad. Since my dad had died early, he sort of took over the parental aspect of fatherhood for me and my brother. And he was a private pilot, locomotive engineer by trade, actually. So
he could blow the whistle.
He could blow the whistle.
He's a whistleblower. Watch out for his dad.
He was a great whistleblower, I tell you.
Yeah. Did he use 2 fingers, or could he do it just between his teeth?
No, he could just whip it out.
What?
Like, bang! What the heck?
All right.
Yeah.
He could whip it.
He took us out on some train rides.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Those were fun. I was real small. I could barely see out the front window, but I remember it. But, so my granddad is a pilot. He had an airplane that he was rebuilding, a small little Piper, tail dragger, 2-seater, tandem. And I later learned to fly in that airplane, his airplane.
Sounds like a Pink Floyd tune.
I learned to fly.
Learning
to fly.
Oh. Anyway.
I'm thinking Tom Petty now. But I ain't got wings. See, I did have wings. It helps.
On a small white dove. Yeah, I get it. For all you Nashville people out there, I know you want to have a penny.
That started the whole aviation thing for me. And my brother had the same sort of opportunity with my granddad. He would take him out on flights just like he did me, but he just didn't really catch on for him. He was busy with bicycles and girlfriends, and he liked cars very much, so just wasn't his cup of tea, and that's fine.
Rick Ocasek.
It's okay, Tommy.
It's okay, Tommy. Rick Ocasek. He's the lead singer of the Cars, if you don't know.
Yeah. He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's really tall, too.
Yes, and you know what that bastard did? He had a beautiful model wife. And I don't know what kind of trouble they were in with their marriage, but he changed the will about 3 hours before he died. They took it to court and got it thrown out, of course.
Oh, because
he probably had too much morphine or something, to ease the pain as you die. I love these civil servants. They're just wonderful. Anyway.
He did have a hot wife. I remember that. You might think I'm crazy. Yeah, we do, Rick. We do.
But you...
So, Bayport, New York, lived there for 15 years, and my mother decided to sell her house and cash in for a lot of money because the properties up there are just stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is, but... And then she moved to North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina. Bought a brand new house. She had a house built on a golf course. So it was brand spanking new when we moved in, and she bought a new car. I mean, she did well, really good for herself. She moved up. And I got moved halfway through high school, so that fucking sucked. But
the girls you left behind that you didn't want to tell certain things about you were gone, and nobody could substantiate one way or the other.
I had puppy love for this person up there, and like 2 weeks before we moved over the summer, a friend of mine told me, he talked to her, and she said, "Yeah, I like Chris," and I'm like,
"How much?"
What? A little bit late here, so I made the best of it, and, we had,
Did only the good die young?
We had some cool, times down on the beach, just sitting there and talking and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I'm telling you, nothing happened. But, then I moved, and it was like, I was writing every day, and I was sending letters in the mail. There was no email, no internet then.
There were no people going
There's
postal.
no thing, yeah. It was still going on. That was still going on.
Okay.
And then, she kind of just let me go, and that was probably a good thing.
That's what my Breck said to me the other day. Oh, let me go. Okay, right foot or left foot, I don't know.
But
I'm sorry, folks. I'm just off the wall because I have nothing else to do, or say, or think.
You must be hungry.
Hungry for that sweet love, baby.
Hungry!
Yeah.
There's Winger.
You gotta give it a raw. Or is that a wrestler? I don't know.
I don't know either.
If you wrestle,
So there we were.
Yeah.
No.
In Wilmington, North Carolina, blowing smoke up everybody's butt because you were from New York. Everybody's like, ooh, we've never met somebody from New York. You were like from some other place.
Yeah.
Because those people, I wouldn't say backwoods, but they were in the woods. And isn't that the start of the Smoky Mountains? Or you're up there.
Well, it's on the coast. It's down there. It's nearly in South Carolina. It's the port city. So, it's on the water, but
it wasn't like the port of Savannah or anything.
Well, I mean, it could be just like Charleston. It's not that big of a port, but
right.
There's ships that go in and out. The USS North Carolina's parked in there. Anywho,
sitting on the dock of the bay.
So, the demographics are much different than the schools in New York. Okay, and that's
Were they still using chalk?
Yeah. But it was, and back then I talked like this. Hey, what are you doing? Good to meet you. And everyone would. Just laugh because hey, look at this, this guy over here, and they would go, you talk funny, and I'm like,
and you look at them and say,
you talk funny, you talk funny, and they're like, oh. So it was a sort of a little game, and I found some really good friends that took me in, 3 or 4 guys that, I mean, they weren't any different than anyone else. They loved to hear me talk, but they kind of gave me a niche.
They knew you were special.
They gave me a niche.
Yeah.
Niche. Anywho, so that was better, moving halfway through high school, saying goodbye to everybody. Now I got to make new friends. But they helped me along that path, and that's really cool.
Who were the musical gods at the time when you were there? Dave Clark 5 or Beatles or
no
Journey or who?
We're talking. I graduated high school in '89.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
That's why I said I am a product of the '80s, pretty much. Like this.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Yeah.
Boy George.
What was going on? Yeah, he was around. Duran was big. I love Duran. The Reflex, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry? Oh well, I'd love to be on that yacht.
Who else? I think we were talking about Howard Jones the other day. He was kind of big for me.
So like when I was in, well, they call it middle school now. When I was in junior high, we used to have what was called makeout parties. And there were specific groups that you would put on to get your date in the mood. Mm-hmm. In My Room, maybe by the Beach Boys.
All right.
That type of genre.
Sure.
And that was cool. So you weren't listening to the Clash trying to get you a little romance, to put it nicely.
I mean, we had bands like The Knack too, like My Sharona.
Oh yeah, well that'll upset a riot for sure.
I mean, I don't know if that's the way to go get a girl, but anyway.
Oh, okay. How about what was that group? The Tom Cruise movie, the jet fighter,
or Top Gun.
Top Gun, and then they had that song, da 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 da.
Take My Breath Away by.
Now that would be a good makeout.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were doing in the movie when that song played.
You would be taking their breath away. You can't talk when my lips are sucking on your lips.
They were at it, going at it, but.
Okay.
What else?
So you're an 80s child. You were
80s child. Some of the rock bands, Whitesnake. I wasn't real heavy rock, metal, that stuff like
Yeah, it hadn't been procured yet.
like Metallica
Yeah.
and Iron Maiden and Megadeth. They were all out, but it just wasn't my taste. It wasn't
Yeah.
my cup. So I just was more like electronica and
Pet Shop Boys.
yeah, Pet Shop Boys. Uh-huh.
What
Yeah.
am I? What am I?
What have I done to deserve this? You.
Yeah.
What about you? Where are you from?
I am from a galaxy far, far away.
Ah, I knew it.
People talk about Highlanders and people like that, and I have an age that I think I am, but if I didn't really know what my age was, I wonder what it would be. So you were born in when?
71.
Huh? I was born in 51. And here we are.
That's right. We said we were 20 years apart.
Well, goodness. So, I grew up with my mother bought all those 45s that your brother was wrecking. And we had every Elvis Presley, every Frank Sinatra, every Glenn Miller. I mean, just went on and on and on, which was cool. And I was from a small town. And we didn't have any little pink houses. Anyway, Mr. Cougar Mellencamp. I was in Illinois. He was in Indiana, I guess. We were actually born the same year. And Sting and Phil Collins. There was a whole group of us, but I didn't make it because the window was closing and I must have been looking the other way. It slammed down. And that's the end of you, my friend.
The train just kept on rolling.
Yeah, kept on rolling. Yeah, my parents transported me from a little town in Illinois, south of Chicago, not South Chicago, and went to Dallas, Texas. Kennedy got shot 1 month after we got there. But Halloween was right around the corner. And so Halloween came and there was a knock on the door, trick or treat. It was the two sisters from next door. OMG. I'm 12, 13 years old, just learning what the hand job meant. And, and be sure to get some lotion, And it was like, whoa, I cannot believe the luck, I think their dad was having an affair with my mother, though, quite frankly.
I'm just going to side note here that you still haven't said anything about a town or a state yet. So that could be
Dallas, Texas. I was in Dallas, Texas.
I didn't think you were from Dallas.
Yeah. Well, I was 12 years old when I landed in Dallas. And the very first, remember, I come from Illinois, just south of Chicago.
Okay, there we go.
It was called Mattoon, Illinois. My father and grandfather had a 50-acre, you can imagine it, furniture company. And someday we'll go into why it failed and Grandpa died and the blah, blah, blah. So we're starting over. My dad, 40 years old, starting over, 3 kids,
Yeah.
a dog, the whole bit. But we went to the Cotton Bowl when it really was the Cotton Bowl. It wasn't Jerry Jones and his merry cheerleader groups. But no, I grew up in Dallas. It was a great place. I watched it grow, and I came to Atlanta, and the topography and the geographical layout of the city is almost identical. So there I was with but see, I'm 10 years older than my siblings. So if I'm, 20 years old or whatever, I won't get the math right here. But, and my little sister's 10, do I have anything to tell her or to talk to? I felt like, hey, 19, no, we can't talk together, no, we can't dance at all, and whatever. Thank you, Steely Dan, I'll give you your due.
It's just too much of a gap, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Not like Gary Puckett in the Union Gap, but singing about young girls. I mean, what is wrong with these people? But anyway, that's about it. You know, the rest is history, and here I am sitting with a pretty cool guy who exponentially smarter than I am, but I always gravitate to those people because for some reason...
That's all you got.
So that's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah.
Well, I feel honored that you...
Feel that way.
Wasn't it your idea for us to start this, I think? Yeah? Or was it somebody else's that everyone talked us into it? I mean, I know I agreed at some point, but, you know.
Too much vodka, man. I don't know. Where?
And when did it start? Who said? And we got to mention our fine folks over there at
La Paria?
our favorite watering hole, La Paria. Paria.
Yes. The prettiest midget waitresses you'll ever meet.
That's right. That's right. They're happy.
Instead of having a 32 inseam, they have about a 12. That's short. Yeah. We're talking...
Just, I guess, the way it is, right?
Yeah, well, if you're looking for long-legged people, don't come to La Paria. Because they're all from the... what do you call the peninsulas between America and South America and those countries in between?
Mexico.
Mexico. Well, yeah, Mexico, but further down.
Central America. You mean
Central?
all those?
Yes.
Okay.
But,
like El Salvador.
Yes.
They say
All
Costa
those
Rica's
places
in Panama and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where Van Halen got their song?
I don't know.
Panama? I don't know. But anyway, as you were saying about, we had to give a
La
plug.
Paria.
Yeah.
Let's say hi. We got Trevor, and we got Caleb, Jenny. See, now I open the can. If I don't say everyone's name, they're gonna hate me.
Harley.
There's Harley.
Don't miss Harley.
There's Juan. What's up, Juan?
But why do
Emily? Let's see.
why do Spanish or Mexican people name themselves after Jesus? Doesn't that seem like blasphemy? That it's the way they pronounce it is Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Hey 19. Hey Jesus. I don't know. Stupid shit.
It's a traditional name. I mean, that's all I can. I don't know. It's
the point is, we want to be rich and famous. We need some sponsors here, and get your butts over here because once it starts, man, this thing is like a snowball coming down at 50. I heard this deal one day. It was a blues song from some guy.
And your favorite genre?
And he was really upset at his woman and whatever. And he said, darling, they took your brain and put it on the edge of a razor blade. It looked like a BB rolling down a 4-lane highway. Wrap your head around that one.
Yeah, let that sink in a little bit.
And who said Mississippi black people weren't smart? That is pretty damn cool. Kudos.
I'm surprised you even made it through one line of a blues song.
Well, that one caught me by attention.
You don't mind listening. It's just when you want to play.
I don't want to play the blues. As a drummer, it is the most boring thing in the world. And I did. I sat in with Jimmy and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it was the same Texas shuffle. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And it's a stage for guitar players to show their stuff and to wow the audience. But there's one little secret. My little secret. Drummers got more women than the lead guitar players because those guys are so hung up in their finger stroking and whatever, and they think they look cool, but guess what? Nope.
And which logically leads to, what does the bass player get? Nothing.
There's a bad joke out there that said, what's a drummer? Oh, somebody hangs around musicians. Well, how come some of the best producers in the world are drummers? Now, Phil Collins may not be the greatest thing you could think of, but there are a lot of them, like the Garbage. There's a group called
The
Garbage.
band Garbage.
I
Yeah.
only like it when it rains.
rains.
Yeah. Butch, whatever his name is, he's a drummer, but great producer. I don't even know if he can play keyboards. I'm sure he can, or what he writes on. They're the Was brothers, W-A-S.
The Was.
Was, yeah.
W-A-S.
The Was
The
brothers.
Was Bros.
Yeah,
Not to be confused with the Daz band.
yeah, anyway. Where were we? What were we talking about? Why do we care?
I don't know.
We want
It doesn't
sponsors.
matter.
We want a yacht like Taylor Swift. I want to get in the water with her, and we're gonna have a yacht race. Fuck this yacht rock shit. We're gonna invent a new rock yacht, whatever. It'll be called the exponentially ridiculous links that people will go to be recognized in the Red Sea.
Okay. Then we should get some people that actually build yachts as sponsors, and then we might be getting close to that, you know.
Yeah, well,
And then we can take this thing on the road, out in the boat, and then we would just be in the boat,
okay.
live it on a boat. It's a put on.
It's a put on. It's a put on. I want you to help us understand. There was a group called the Birds, and great group.
BYRDS, birds. Yes.
Yes, the Birds. And one of their songs was 8 Miles High. And when you come down, blah, 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 blah. Now, being a pilot, planes aren't 8 miles high, are they? That's like 60,000 feet or something. How does that compute?
Are we talking statute or nautical miles? Because there's a difference. 5,280 feet versus 6,076. So
Commercial
let's
airlines.
just say statute miles, okay? Because that's
Okay.
that's the highway miles that everyone knows. Okay. 5,280 for 5,300 feet in a mile. 8 miles, 5,300 feet. What is that? 45,000 feet. Airliners get up that high. Now, not everyone can get up there, but it's not unheard of.
A commercial airline, though, going from New York to Paris or something, they're going to fly that high?
Hmm. Toward the end of the flight, when they've burned a lot of
See,
fuel.
everybody thought when he was singing that it was talking about drugs.
It could have been.
Well, they said he was. They said they didn't.
No, they're like,
So
no,
I'm
no, no,
thinking-
you just.
I mean, it's pride of authorship. You can say whatever you want, but
When did that? Was that a '60s tune, right?
yeah.
Late 60s?
And the Wrecking Crew, we'll get into that further on down the line.
That's right,
Look
yeah.
them up. But they were the Top Guns.
Not the Cutting Crew, the Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew. That's right.
yeah.
That's a different song, a different stage.
Yeah. I just died in your arms tonight.
Yes. Well, interesting. No wonder, because the shit you just put in my drink. Nobody could withstand that.
Yeah. Well, his girlfriend couldn't stand it either, and yeah.
So
that's
the
what
Wrecking
happened.
Crew,
Anyway, the Wrecking Crew, that's coming.
they were the studio guys that did all
Yeah.
the stuff, and Roger McGuinn of the Byrds, who, here's another pet peeve of mine. All you Tom Petty fans, I'm sorry, the guy was a rip-off artist. I'm just going to go online because he sang like this. Now, who sings like that?
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. And who uses Rickenbacker 12-string guitars? The Byrds. So here he is. He gets the guitars. He sings like a
And then the rest is history.
the rest is history.
He-
But he's dead. Okay. Get out of there.
Oh, oh, oh. Well, okay. If I had that side of influence and I had a Rickenbacker and
We went from 8 Miles High because that's what they sang.
yeah, okay.
And I was always like,
okay. So the reason I was asking what year is because
it was in the 60s,
so
68, 69.
were there Sputnik was out there in the satellite world, right, floating around the Earth.
And 69, we
to
landed
the
on the
moon.
moon. So
And-
they say.
So, it couldn't still be like 8 miles high. Like they didn't have airliners back then that would go that high. Not that I don't remember. Like, still in the trailing days of the failed Comet, which would just break apart with pressurization issues, metal fatigue. But
See, we are very intelligent, at least he is.
I think, like, maybe some military craft got up that high, but they were on oxygen, so whatever.
X-15.
It's a long way up. 8 miles up, 45,000 feet.
You can't jump out of a plane and parachute without air.
Yeah, you'll be dead before you even get to pull the cord.
That'd be interesting.
At 45,000 feet, you got about 3 seconds of useful consciousness. And then you just fall asleep and you fall all the way down.
You don't catch on fire, though, or anything?
No, you probably freeze to death. It's cold cold as hell.
Oh.
But the air is so thin, and, well, I ain't going to get into that, but,
Okay. Well, it goes to show that you can listen to a song and go 8 miles high, and you're like, well, groovy, man, because we're smoking so much pot.
They were on dope, man. They had some tripping.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I mean, it would be the best cover story, they would say. They would all be, have the same answer. No, it's not about drugs, because we don't do drugs, don't we?
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. And marshmallow people eat marshmallow pies. Sir John Lennon.
Yeah, that was drugs. That was drugs.
Yeah. See, we've barely scratched the surface of our intercranial buildup of things that we need to. It's kind of like we need a diarrhea session of some sort. We've got to get it out.
Yeah. I mean, these are questions you've had to field probably. If anyone says, you talk to somebody and they're like, oh, you play music, and you're like, yeah, and they're like, oh, that must be just so this or that, or
so romantic.
Or what about this artist, and you're like, I don't know, and, they're like. But I thought you played music. It's like, that doesn't mean I know everything. I'm not the encyclopedia sitting here.
Right. Wikipedia.
Give me a little credit, at least we're talking.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians are introverts, okay? So, we're doing them a favor right now. We're kind of opening things up.
That's why Mick Jagger and Keith Richards could get rid of Brian Jones all those years because he was so screwed up. Let's throw him in the swimming pool. We don't need him anymore.
Where is he? I don't know. Let's just move let's go. Get on the bus.
It really doesn't matter.
We were talking about 8 Miles High. So that's it's not unheard of.
So planes can't fly that high.
But when
he just made it up in his
mind. In that day, in the 60s, like, you didn't cruise at 45,000 feet. Like, you didn't get there. So maybe he's talking about, just being some astronaut floating out there, What are the rest of 8 miles high?
And when you come down,
yeah, there's like, wow, something. That might be important, right, to understand the whole thing. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
It's fact of the box.
I mean, we're trying to educate the public anyway, right?
I guess.
Oh, but then there was the legend. What's it called? The Legend of the Dream, something by the Moody Blues. And they're talking about Timothy Leary. He'll take you up, he'll bring you down, he'll put your feet flat firmly on the ground. And they talk about the little guy who will sell you thrills along the pier. What would you be talking about? Popsicle sticks? I don't think so.
Bait.
Yeah.
Ice cream. That's what they called it. I don't know.
What's the deal when you're dating a girl too young for you and it's jailbait?
Yes.
How about some jailbait?
It's jailbait.
But they were talking about he'll take you up, he'll take you down, all in a day. Legends, Timothy Leary's dead. No, he's outside looking in. Figure that one out.
He finally escaped the Matrix.
I guess so.
Jailbait, that's a Ted Nugent song.
I thought he had cat scratch fever.
He has that too.
Is that
There's a song called Jailbait, and
Oh,
he's talking about jailbait. Jailbait, you so good, you so this and that. Jailbait to mean she's younger than 18. Because if you mess with anyone like that, now you're in trouble for messing with an underage, woman.
Right.
And that's a felony.
What Catholic made up that damn thing? That rule. We're going to get in trouble sooner or later. But if we get PR, I don't care.
There's some religions that don't really. Well, they've got a lot lower numbers, like 12. 12? That's the age of consent. Like if they're 12 years old.
It was back in the 1600s because those girls would get pregnant and die by the time they were 25. But at least they had children behind them.
I guess they didn't have that law. Maybe the Vikings, they didn't care probably.
No, they didn't. They'd cut people's hands off and heads off. They were kind of like Hezbollah.
Oh, they don't have sex. They just kill people. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
You know what? I've missed that one, and I've got people in my family who play D&D, which I call Dumb and Dumber. But and all that stuff. We have a shop that's about dragons. Ahoy, there'd be dragons. Yeah, but I've never seen that movie, Game of Thrones. Yeah, isn't that where all that shit came from?
It's a series.
Yeah,
it's a television series.
Guy with the white hair. And
all that. I didn't. I got friends that just have seen it 3 times, and they can't wait for whatever. I don't even know if it's still ongoing or not, but just like The Sopranos, I haven't watched a whole season. I've seen bits and pieces of different years and whatnot, but I never got into Game of Thrones. Maybe just because I didn't have time, or I don't really get into TV.
Well, the trailer that I first saw about Game of Thrones looked like the people who were trying to manipulate everybody on Earth or wherever they were from were unscrupulous people who like to watch people die, and they have this game with bows and arrows, and they're having to kill their friends. And I was just like, I don't want to think negative stuff like that. This is psychotic as hell.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed to be okay when we're not having a fight, a war. Then we're at the castle talking about the next war, and then we go to the next war, and then we're fighting, and then there's a lull, and we talk about the next fight and what happened. It's just
and it's because Grandpa.
And I'm sure there was some sex scenes that probably made it work, but it's really just about fighting and tribes and conquering.
It's like Putin, they want to take over the whole fucking world. But there's some other gray hair fucker who says, no, you're not. And there's another guy over here in Sweden says, no, you're not. And anyway.
Yeah. Still happening. It's just.
But what's a throne? The Game of Thrones.
The throne that the king sits on.
Okay.
His chair, right?
Did he have a bidet with it, too?
Well, it was velvet covered. It was a velvet painting behind it.
And he had fur-lined rhinestone jockstraps.
He had assless chaps, too.
Assless chaps, that's right. Let's go have a rodeo with our dragons.
He was the only king that retained his throne because no one wanted to get near him because he was... Look at this guy.
And he's got an army of bedbugs that will come get
you. He was the only king that would present nude.
Yeah.
Still had the throne, the
crown.
But, yeah. It's not throne, the crown, but.
And how dare they make a drink out of it? Crown Royal.
Crown Royal.
Yeah.
Canadians.
Is that
it's not even. It's a blend. It's a blend between two things. I used to love that stuff, and now I'll drink it and I'm like, ugh. Tastes like Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, outgrow it.
Yeah. I mean, I've had better whiskeys, and now that I've gotten older and more discerning with my alcohol.
You were so much older then, you're younger then than now.
Ain't that true?
That is. If you can untangle the words.
I was a Crown Royal freak. I don't want to go into that, but a lot of drinking. Too much drinking. It's not good for you. But
moderation Depends on your constitution.
Make low-risk choices.
Yeah.
And anyone that's been to an alcohol class knows what I'm talking about, I think. But it's just, it's like the 12-step program, except it's different because they're not trying to get you to stop drinking. They're just telling you your drinking has consequences, and we're not saying to give it up, but we're saying to give it up if you can. And if you can't, then follow these sort of guidelines, And it's
but some of the girls in those rooms, I've been in those rooms, and give it up meant something different.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Come on, baby, give it up. My camel's right outside, midnight at the Oasis. We'll be there. We'll be there. And she liked it. Put your camel to bed. Again, kids, you're going to have to look it up. And I'm sure with your little computers and your little...
You can get at it right now. They already beat us. Somebody's already listening to it right now. I see. I knew it. I knew that song.
Oh, shit. Well, that's okay.
And then they're going, God, that's such a weird song. And we're like, yeah, we thought so too.
Yeah, but then there's that other song where the guy put an ad in the paper and his wife answered it too, and they both, if you like pina coladas, like to dance in the...
Getting Caught in the Rain. By the way, the name of the song is Escape. It's not called there's a parentheses, the Pina Colada song, because that's how everyone knows it, but it's really called Escape. Is where let's go down to the bar and we'll plan our escape, right? So that's where it comes into them. But it's basically the Pina Colada because he keeps saying it over and over again.
I'm not so sure whether it's the vocal content of what he's saying, or I think the song has a really cool beat.
Yeah, it's
boom, dun, 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 dun. It's very funky.
Slow syncopation a little bit, but I mean it's groovy.
By the way,
there's plenty of songs that sound great. Yeah. It's just the content is like, what the fuck? Yeah. What were you thinking, man?
We're going to edit this out. Okay, I want you to tell the audience once, and if you missed this episode, you'll have to rewind years later. But where did we get our name? I know what bathroom you were in when you thought it up.
When? Where?
Well,
What'd you say? What'd you ask me? Sorry.
Okay.
How did we get it?
The name of our podcast is...
The Noteworthy Podcast.
Okay, so everything we're talking about
should be
noteworthy.
Noteworthy.
Like somebody write it down and try to memorize it and change their life.
I mean, you could call the show TMZ noteworthy because they're just talking shit about all the actors or whatever.
They've got to run around Hollywood.
Well, their noteworthy is somebody. We saw Salma Hayek getting a latte instead of her regular strong coffee, so that must mean she's pregnant. Right? And we're like, come on. Right? That's not noteworthy to me, but we're trying to keep it somewhat centered around music because we both play and we both appreciate music very much. Even the weird songs, because, somebody had to say it, I guess. Take out an ad, and for the young people, this is how it was. There's personal ads. You put an ad in the newspaper.
Right.
The newspaper, the paper that came to your house and you did this, your dad was doing this. You go to the personal columns and all these people trying to look for somebody to love and, kind of, sometimes they were straightforward. Sometimes they were a little, like, kinky. Cryptic, right? And this is one of the, you like pina coladas that are getting caught in the rain. And then at the end, they both meet at the place and he walks in. I saw her. I knew her, the smile on her face. I knew her. It was my own old lady.
That lady. I hate that term, old lady. My old man.
And then the song ends. It says, well, and then we sat down and we both laughed for a while, and then
the divorce papers will be tomorrow.
I want to know what happened when you walked out, and the next day, and the next week, and how that worked out.
Well, Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. You know.
Sometimes it works. Right?
Hey, and stay tuned. You've got to stay tuned because I'll tell you what, this guy is a genius about getting squirrels away from his bird feeder. And we're going to have some videos of this thing, and it's the most funny goddamn thing you've ever seen in your life. And we're not being squirrely about it. I mean, we're talking about, if you've ever had a squirrel caught in your attic for the winter, you'll know those little parts will eat everything. I don't care if it's asbestos, wires, you name it. If it crunches, they got it in their mouth.
They carry disease. They're, as a good friend of mine, Nick calls them, they're tree rats.
That's a good one.
Tree rats.
Yeah.
They just have a fancy tail, but they're basically tree rats.
And they can't decide what side of the road they're supposed to be on. But anyway, that's for another time, another place. And
it's not deadly, by the way. And all the people from PETA are like, "Oh, we're gonna get you on that." Oh, yeah. No, I don't shoot squirrels.
No. Oh, they're alive.
I just deter them, and we'll go over that later.
That's right. Speaking of 8 miles high, when that water hits them, they about go 8 miles high. Yeah.
I'm still. They're slowing down. They're figuring it out.
Okay. And, we need a new lot of babies to be born.
Yeah, we got to get the new generation so that they don't know about it.
Next, we'll see a bunch, and they only have gray tails, and the rest of their brown is like. Well, is that because of the?
There's 4 of them in my. Well, maybe they've moved on to another house because they're just screw this guy, with his thing, and I don't blame them. That's the idea, but good riddance. But there's 4 of them and they would look. There was one like a really big guy, and he was like gray. He was like
we're
the Papa
talking
Bear.
about squirrels here, people.
Like, right? And then there was a really scrawny one, and his tail was all like somebody just some cat got hold of it. And,
well, he has cancer.
Okay, well then so I didn't name these. Okay, I didn't go that far because then I would get attached, and then we don't want that. So, but I could say, oh, here's the big guy. Here's the big guy, and he would always just kind of keep away.
Goes.
Yeah, but they, but the little guys, I don't know, maybe the brains are smaller and they just,
Well, that's true.
It's like they get into that
if
zone.
If they took their brain and put it on the edge of a razor blade, it looked like a BB rolling down a 4-lane highway. That's the squirrel's brain right there.
It is small, and they have a very short, they have a very bad short-term memory, obviously. Either that or they just love to do it. But
I have cats at home that I squirt with a spray bottle when they get too rambunctious. 5 minutes later, there they are again. Meow, meow, meow. Some people love that. Not me.
They just want food all the time. That's all.
Or to be brushed.
Oh, that's when they stick their butt in your face, right? And they go, meow. And you're like, what am I supposed to get out of that?
That's when they're in heat. And they let you know.
Why would they be coming on to you? Or they just can't help it.
I don't know.
Can't help it.
I don't know. Help it. I've been told by lots of women I don't smell musky, so I guess. I don't know.
They're trying to wipe it on you. That's my territory.
Well, they do drip. I've had little drippings. I'm like, is this cat smegma? What is this?
You want to put it in a Peachtree district or something? You're like, I'm gonna put this under the microwave. What is this stuff? It's moving. Shit.
This is squirrel Humpty Dumpty Dump. The Humpty Dump. Wasn't there a song called the Humpty Dump?
Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
Worst disco song ever. I think it was a disco song.
Well, it was a rap, early rap song. Oh my word. How did we get here?
Huh?
How did we get here?
Well,
can we just rewind a little bit? Where were we? 8 miles high.
8 miles high, yes, and the squirrely gig, and
yeah. Well, that was just a side note. The squirrel thing. So you're gonna love that.
No, well, that's just to tease the people to know what.
We're not going to go
because
into
we're going to
that.
have a video that's going to go
got
along with it, so you can see this animal's surprise.
And you're right. They do like to jump.
Yeah,
They think they can jump like up to the ceiling, but
they watch
can't.
they watch too many Van Halen. You just got that.
no, I got that. It just you sounded like a cartoon character. Something.
That's all I am is a cartoon character.
I dare you.
Please don't erase my left arm. Here's my
I
boss.
dare you to cross that line.
I remember when Woodpecker was on there. And, here's my boss, Walter Lance, and this man would come up with bookshelves at the back, and he'd talk to this character. I'm like, I'm 5 and I'm not that gullible, okay? I'm sure, but whatever.
They were violent. Cartoons are violent.
Oh, I think.
I mean, they were wonderful. We laugh our asses off.
Is there really a company called Anvil?
Acme.
Acme.
Yeah, Acme.
I thought it was Acme, but it's Acme.
Acme.
How do I Acme you? You said
You
Acme.
don't want to Acme me.
No,
All right.
I'm sure I don't.
No.
It's against my
But
understanding.
and anvils and like head crushing and just boulders.
Road Runner.
And what was it? Tex, the guy with the cowboy hat and the guns and all, like whatever his name was. He never hit anything.
What was his name?
I'm
gonna get you.
It wasn't Red, right, or something like that.
No, but he had the mustache and the whole bit.
That's right, and the whole bit.
Froghorn Leghorn? No.
No. I say that.
No.
But that that episode, one of the episodes was not Daffy Duck, but Bugs Bunny cross the line in the sand. All right, I dare you to cross over that line. Okay, I'm a stepping over. So he stepped over, and then another line. Okay, we'll do this line, and then all the way up the mountain. This line, until he got to the cliff. This line. Okay. But it was trivial.
Good fun.
There was always somebody that died. But then the next episode, they're like Jesus. They came out of the dirt from a pancake back to human form. How did that happen?
It's a miracle.
It is. I want to be a cartoon character. I'll never die. It's Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
That's right.
He was like the Hugh Hefner of the bunch.
Well, that was a breakthrough movie, though, right? They had cartoon characters in a regular film. It wasn't like it was...
Didn't they have the basketball player in that deal?
No, you're talking about Space Jam or something, right?
Yeah, but it's still a human.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a motion picture, but they added, the cartoon characters in there. So all these, these actors that had to interact with cartoon characters, they just had to interact with nobody.
With the green.
Just with their imagination, and there was, don't worry, we'll put it in later. Like, okay, that's going to take a little bit of thinking. And you go home at night, you go into your trailer, and you're like, what did I just do? I just talked to nobody.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay later on. Remember, I couldn't wait to watch that movie. That was a good one.
Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who did frame Roger Rabbit? And why?
You'll have to see the movie.
Well, with Netflix and everything else out there, I'm sure I can find it on the airwaves. Except for my dish fucking TV. And they came out with a deal not too long ago. Said, sign up with us, and if we ever go off the air due to weather, we will reimburse you somehow or another. I own the damn place at this point.
Right?
I mean, I live in a place near Atlanta, Georgia, and I mean, we have storms. Oh, I'm sorry, the trees got no... We love trees. But, it works hell with... So you got to go back to cable or something. I don't know.
My internet is off the cell towers now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Who knows about this?
Through T-Mobile. You contact your phone provider.
Oh. Well,
for more information.
Well, since The only person in my house that looks at stuff like that, needs all that, is, as of a couple of weeks ago, is my ex. So I'm not messing with no TV, no nothing. Otherwise, I'll be homeless.
Well,
Don't y'all feel sorry for me? Oh.
otherwise, they're going to need you more.
You never miss the water till the well runs dry. That's all I can say. It's an old saying, but it's still true today.
It is. Well, guess what?
What?
On that note, I see what we did.
I see what you did there. It was worthy of your
It
attention.
was worthy of me to say this because it is noteworthy. We got to go. We're not going to keep this going for 2 hours. That's stupid. I don't think anyone wants to listen to anything over an hour. So.
No, and my Depends gets a little soggy.
I could see you skirming a little bit. You're like, I gotta.
When's Johnny coming home? Is Johnny coming home?
I mean, I got a big bladder, but it's starting to get full too. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. You think that was fun?
Absolutely.
We're gonna have more fun later, and
yeah, because we're not going to dilly-dally around with how long islands are and all that kind of stuff.
It's 467 miles.
That's noteworthy.
No, I made that number up.
Well, let them figure it out.
Yeah, go look it up. Long Island. How long is Long Island? It's long enough.
Or is that the tea? That's a powerful drink.
It is. Long Island iced tea.
Did it come from a bartender on Long Island?
Well,
we'll catch up with that one later.
We're gonna head up with that on the next episode.
We have more notes of envy and.
I've got notes I'm writing.
Yeah. How to potty train your squirrel as he's getting up the.
Don't give it away. We gotta,
I'm sorry.
I know you. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a laugh.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. But for now, that's it. And thank you for listening to the Noteworthy Podcast. I'm Christian.
And I am Marshall.
He's in
Spelled
charge.
with two L's.
He's not a law enforcement officer, although he thinks he is.
They don't know.
Sometimes. All right, folks. Bye. See you next time.
La 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 la.